Good morning. Today is Wednesday, May the 31st, and my name is Sister Charlene Winston, and we're bringing you the lesson this morning. Our lesson is repeated backsliding. Repeated backsliding. And our lesson is coming from Judges, the second chapter, the 16th verse through the 23rd. And the scripture lesson text reads, Nevertheless, the Lord raised up judges who delivered them out of the hand of those who plundered them. Yet they would not listen to their judges, but they played the harlot with other gods and bowed down to them. They turned quickly from the way in which their fathers walked in obeying the commandments of the Lord. They did not do so. And when the Lord raised up judges for them, the Lord was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For the Lord was moved to pity by their groaning because of those who oppressed them and harassed them. And it came to pass, when the judge was dead, that they reverted and behaved more corruptly than their fathers, by following other gods to serve them and bow down to them. They did not cease from their doings, nor from their stubborn way. Then the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel, and he said, Because this nation has transgressed my covenant which I commanded their fathers, and which I commanded their fathers, and has not heeded my voice, I also will no longer drive out before them any of the nations which Joshua left when he died, so that through them I may test Israel, whether they will keep the ways of the Lord, to walk in them as their fathers kept them, or not. Therefore the Lord left those nations without driving them out immediately, nor did he deliver them into the hand of Joshua. Amen. This lesson is a powerful lesson. It reminds of us of many times ways that we as Christians act, and he give us heed that we should watch what we are doing and not follow after the ways that they have. We should go forth and do the will and work of the Lord. In the 16th verse, it said, The Lord raised up judges who delivered them out of the hand of those who plundered them. That is just when many times we get into stress and trouble and situations. And the Lord bless that we are brought out through the hand of someone that is leading the way in a godly fashion, whether it be a minister or whether it be someone in our family that's leading us out of situations. And then we revert back to situations that we have once been doing that caused the problem in the first place. It said, Yet they would not listen to their judges, but they played the harlot with other gods and bowed down to them. They turned quickly from the way in which their fathers walked in, obeying the commandments of the Lord. It's like many times we say that we are going to do right, we're going to make a change, we're going to walk in the way in which that is right, and we quickly find ways to go forth and do different things, to do things that we're not supposed to be doing. And we end up back in the same situation over and over again. And when the Lord raised up judges for them, the Lord was with the judge and delivered them out of the hand of the enemies all the days of the judges. When the Lord put someone in our life, he protects them and he guides them and he watches over them. As long as they are doing what the will of the Lord, they are protected and watched over. But because you do not change, then you end up back in the situation that you was in. And so it came to pass when the judge was dead that they reverted and behaved more corruptly than their fathers by following other gods, as we follow things that we shouldn't, drinking and what drugs or whatever the case may be, or whatever the problem may be that continues to cause us to get into situations that we shouldn't be in. It said the anger of the Lord can kindle up, as it did with the Israelites. We have to be careful and watch what we are doing. He said he left other the nations there. He did not drive them all out immediately. Number one, because they did not, the first fathers did not do what they were told to do, and they were disobedient. They didn't destroy all the idols that was there like they were told to, and drive the people out. They allowed them to stay, and so uh, since they had not did that, the Lord allowed this to continue, and it stayed in their life as our lesson said yesterday, as a thorn in their side, and that thorn in their side came up through the children's and their children's children, where they began to pick up situations and things that was not right. I'm gonna read you a short passage from the Matthew Henry Concise Commentary. It said, "The Lord was with the judges when He raised them up, and so they became saviors in the days of the greatest uh, distress of the church. There shall be some whom God will find or make fit to help it. The Israelites were not thoroughly reformed, so mad were they upon their idols, and so obstinately bent to backslide. Thus, those who have forsaken the good ways of God, which they have once known and professed, commonly grow most daring and desperate in sin, and have their hearts hardened. Their punishment was that the Canaanites were spared, and so they were beaten with their own rod. Men cherish and indulge their corrupt appetites and passions. Therefore, God justly leaves them to themselves under the power of their sins, which will be their ruin. God has told us how deceitful and desperately wicked our hearts are, but we are not willing to believe it until, until by making bold with temptation, we find it true by sad experience. We need to examine how matters stand with others, with ourselves, and to pray without ceasing that we may be rooted and grounded in love, and that Christ may dwell in our hearts by faith. Let us declare war against every sin and follow after holiness all our days. And if we leave a good example, through the grace of God, our children and our children's children will follow after. I pray you meditate on this lesson. Y'all have a blessed day.